right, everyone. Welcome back to episode 5 of FBGM Sports. We're here with a semi-special guest, zero-time FBGM champion, Team Jake. Some call it the Hadley Curse. I might say he just might not be that good at fantasy, but I'll let him introduce himself.
What's up, guys? Team Jake on the pod. I'd like to introduce myself as probably the best drafter in this league, but I have the Hadley Curse. So I am a zero-time champ, but this year it's looking like the year, man. I'm not going to lie. And I have something up my sleeve for if I do make the finals this year. You'll just have to wait and see. I think it's time to break this curse.
What is this? You're going to let us know?
I
have
can't
to wait and see?
No.
No,
Let's just say
can't just
let's
drop
just
something
say
like
a
that.
collab. A collab might be on the way with Dominic himself.
All right,
Oh,
It's
God. You're
obviously
going to let him
Dom-
set your lineup or
him
something?
and Dom Hadley. What are they gonna do? Make shirts?
Maybe
Jesus.
Dom should set your lineup or something for the
We got
championship.
something. We got something coming. Don't worry. I think some devil
All right.
magic
Well,
needs
yeah,
to
you're
happen.
The Guardians got a lot of that right now. But, hey, you're 2-1. Big dub over Shake and Bake last
Yeah, it
week.
was a great dub.
Yeah.
Liam
That was
kind of put up
blowout.
a Luke type of performance, but even with that, I still put up, I think, second most points in the league, so I'm happy with that. Puka, CMC looking like first round picks again. I was a little scared of them coming into the year, but they're working out for me now.
Yeah, I mean, even with Jaden out, you were able to play Caleb, and Caleb had probably the best game of his career, so you'll take that.
That was a cheeky
Yeah, you
pickup
got
by the
NFC
kid,
Conference Player of the Week.
4 tuds,
And
put
even
me
your
up like
bench
30
was going
points.
off,
That was
too.
huge. I think I got a lot of depth
Right,
this year.
even your
Some
bench.
trades might be on the way.
Yeah, you can have CD. Injured CD is all yours.
Man, I don't want that guy. Pickens is the new WR1 in that offense.
Big injury.
Not in like
see
2
it.
Now
weeks,
he
he'll be
is.
back. Yeah, now
yeah, no. CD's. I mean, he played another play. Like, it can't be that bad if you're, contemplating.
He was
going
out
back in
there,
the game.
right? I mean, but
He
why are we
hobbled.
running
I
him
mean,
off tackle? Why are we running him off
was-
tackle?
I
I
don't know
mean,
what we're
he's
doing.
not a running back. Like, what? That was the most annoying thing ever. I watched
I mean-
that and I was like, oh my God.
What are the easiest ways for your wide receiver to get hurt?
I think that's the easiest way,
off the
right?
Ball, I think. I don't know.
Off
It's
the
got to be
middle?
up there with one of the dumbest things you can do with your biggest playmaker. So, I mean, doesn't shock me that it's something Dallas does, but at the expense of CD, you might hang around in that game a lot longer.
I agree. I mean, I thought so, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, tough for us, Mick. We're both 1-2. You had a tough loss to Riley.
Yeah, we lost to Riles this week, man. It's a 6-point loss, and fantasy football is one of those things. You're gonna have weeks where you do well and win, weeks where you do bad and win, all that stuff. You're gonna do well and lose, same deal. And this was one of those weeks where we did well and we lost, and it sucks because 6 points. It's a huge difference maker at the end of the year when you're talking about wins and losses, and just to be 6 points short of the highest scoring team of the week, good things happen. I mean, it's just another loss at the expense of Jamar Chase. I mean, first overall pick drops an 8-point performance, and he's not expected to be that guy anymore without Joe Burrow. But you got to put up more than 8. You got to be more competitive than that. And I mean, that offense was lost all day, throwing picks to the other team, and it was
looked
it was
horrible.
a nightmare. Evans leaves early, and Njoku is just, the disappointment that I felt when I picked him is just really becoming more and more evident. He won't be starting this week, so. But it's on to next week. Same mentality. Riley's gonna be a good team all year, and someone that's gonna be probably playing postseason ball. So
It looks like it.
got
His
to be ready
team
to beat
is
him when it matters.
right. His team is nasty. I'll say that. A lot of
Yeah.
guys. They score a lot of touchdowns. It seems like even his defense scoring touchdowns. So another great week for King Riles.
Yep. So
And yeah, my matchup, man, I can't believe it. I thought my Lions were gonna come through, but
I mean,
Not
it's the
to
Brady
be.
bye week. That's just
I mean,
hate to
right?
see it.
a zero ball from my first round pick is gonna cost you, especially when you lose by 14. I mean, if
Right,
CD gets
yeah.
his usual 18-20, I'm sitting here 2-1, feeling good, but.
Right.
And then yeah, my decision to bench Hurts, I guess, kind of costed me, but
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
got to
know.
be talked about, man. I mean, with all due respect, you got yourself one of the quarterbacks that is kind of like a put him there, leave him there type guy.
This is my 1 week. This was I was getting cheeky with it.
So
the Lions scored 38 points is my thing. If you would have told me the Lions scored 38 points before the game started, I would have said Goff at least has 2 or 3 touchdowns. Amon-Ra might have one. Laporta probably has a good chance maybe to get in the end zone for the first time this year. So I was like, I would have taken that, but they got to the 1 yard line a lot. Gibbs had those 2, and then Monty, of course, had 2 as well.
When he's got Gibbs, I feel like it makes that decision a lot easier for you to choose Hurts because then you avoid that huge collapse of it being a running back points day and getting nothing virtually in that Monday night game with 3 guys. But you kind of put all your chips in one spot.
I did.
And you can respect that move. Of course, Jalen Hurts ends up going for 29. But,
yeah, I was feeling good when Jalen Hurts was 4 for 8 at halftime for like 19 yards. I was like, oh, I'm the smartest man in the room. But then he had an amazing second half, and Goff kind of – and I also thought the Ravens would be able to score on the Lions. The Lions' defense looked great. So I thought the Lions would have to be throwing all day since they'd be behind. But, again, just not to be. So hats off to Brady, I guess, even though, had a good day from A.J. Brown. First time, of course. First game of the year, he does good. But what are you going to do? Like you said, we move on to next week.
Yeah, his big players played, and that was pretty much it. Got pretty much average days. Kincaid catches a touchdown. Of course, that's going to change things.
I was watching that. I was like, oh, my God, of course.
But, yeah, like his bad picks, Breece Hall continue to look bad. Marva continues to look bad. But, Gibbs is a good player. So, of course, if you play Brady, you got to play Gibbs.
Gibbs goes off,
Gibbs
right.
does well.
And then, CD gets hurt. It's like my Jordan Mason, good bid for Jordan Mason. I'll live with that. But
yeah, that was good. When enough things go wrong, bye weeks turn into losses, and that's what happened. So
exactly.
You play them twice, so gotta hope X amount of things doesn't go wrong again. You'll be fine.
I agree, and Alex gets another win, and finger looking good. His luck is finally catching up to him, I guess, after last year. 0-3 to start the year. What do you think of that
guy
team,
is
Jake?
just simply awful, man. Every year you come into the draft and you leave the draft, and there's going to be 2 teams at the bottom every time. It's going to be Minaj. It's going to be Luke. Frankly, they're just not good drafters. I don't think they're good at the sport. Luke last year lucked into a finals appearance, least points in the league. I just don't understand how that's possible. And then you got a guy like Minaj, little bit of off-the-field issues that have been going on recently. I don't know where his head's at mentally, but clearly it's not on the fantasy field because that guy's team is horrible. I don't know how you lost to him, frankly, but they both got to figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you, man. When you got Jacoby Myers and Quentin Johnson as your 2 starting receivers, Jacoby Myers was what, like a 8th-round pick, and Quentin Johnson was a waiver wire pickup? I think that's pretty brutal.
I look at Luke's team, I look at Brady's team, and you're like, all right, this team's bad for a 12-man league, and we're playing in an 8-man league where most teams are normally stacked, and these guys just continue to put out the worst product you've ever seen in their starting lineups that come every Sunday. You just hate to see it.
Yeah, Luke's defense was scoring as much as his flex, his tight end, both of his wide receivers just a brutal week for Luke. I play him this week, so he'll probably score 160, but his team's 0-3, and just when you look at it, other than Saquon and Lamar, I don't really know what you love about it.
Yeah, the running backs, it's a good duo with him and Bucky, but they don't play well like they didn't last week. You're never going to win a game. So Luke obviously left the draft again, terrible, but last year was able to find wins at the expense of his opponents continuously playing bad. It's not going to happen again this year. Luke's on his way to probably attending another Sacco, and can't say you feel bad when he really does it to himself in the draft.
Yeah, I didn't hate his team coming out of the draft, but Worthy got injured obviously early.
Bowers in the second, man. It's an 8-man league.
Yeah, I guess that one. If Bowers is playing when he's playing that bad, if you waste a 2nd-round pick on that, that's going to cost you, especially like Jake said.
Because these aren't just 2nd-round picks. These are picks 9 through whatever, 9 through 16 or whatever. Like, these are top 16 fantasy players, and you're going and grabbing the first 10. And I get it. Like, but this isn't Travis Kelce in 2016. We're not reaching for tight ends in the first and the second, and I think his lack of wide receiver depth stems directly from that move of grabbing Bowers in the second.
That's fair. And I guess we can move to week 4. Jake, you got a big matchup with undefeated
Huge.
Riles. How do you see that playing out?
I think it's going to be a coin flip of a matchup. I think Riley probably has the best roster in the league. Like, no bias aside, maybe from potentially me. I think I kind of lucked into a few injuries that have helped me out with Omarion becoming RB1 with Najee out. And then CD out, Pickens is about a feast. But Riley's got a good squad. He's starting half his guys tonight. So it's going to be a big game to watch. One thing about playing Riley, though, is just you hate when he makes these little passive-aggressive chirps in the chat on a Sunday. Something like, "Oh, hello there, Trey Benson," and it really pisses me off. He rage baits like when his guys score. Like, my guys will go down with an injury, and you see like one of my guys will get hurt, and Riley's in the chat talking about, "Ouch, Jaden, that doesn't look good."
Ouch!
Like,
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
He's doing it. He does it intentionally. He knows it pisses people off. That's why you hate to play a guy like Riley. But other than that, I think I have a good chance.
You hope.
Could be a potential finals matchup or a playoff matchup. But looking ahead, if I can beat Riley, I got a bye week next week, going against Minaj. Like, potentially looking at 4-1 going into week 6 could be very huge for the team, Jake.
That'd be quite huge. I mean, you got Christian, so hopefully Christian stays healthy. Yeah, I agree.
Got to.
It sucks, playing with those records and, having to attack and try and get into the playoffs. It's so much better just sitting pretty. And, winner of this matchup really probably heads off into that direction of getting some spacing in between them and the people that are going to be fighting for playoff spots towards the end of the year.
I mean, also making
I like Jake this week.
Yeah. Getting a early start with a good record gives you more flexibility to make riskier trade moves, trading away some depth pieces to get a big star in an 8-man league, which, like, setting yourself up for that finals push. You can already, once you get like a playoff spot kind of clinched, you can start making these risky moves. So you really want to get off to a good start, which is why this week is huge for me.
Yeah, no, that's huge. But that comes along with, generating that depth and also getting the idiots like the Luke and the people that should be trying to make changes and trade players, getting them to accept deals, which always seems to be a nightmare. So, but
I mean, Nick, you got a big one
with
Jake's projected 140. That's crazy.
I'm going, Thursday Night Football. When you're playing that many guys, I don't like it. So,
I don't love the tight end flex stack, but
he's not starting Trey Benson, right? There's no way he wouldn't have him in the flex spot.
I think it's a little fluke, whatever. I mean, especially
maybe
in the flex
he's
spot.
sneaking Brian Thomas back in there. Yeah, I don't know why he was playing him in the flex.
Yeah, you never flex your Thursday Night Football players.
That makes no sense,
common
especially with
knowledge,
Achane as the. But then I guess he thinks he'd be. I don't know.
Like, we'll see, because you got Brian Thomas Jr. on the bench
been...
right now, so like you're taking away the option if you're planning on starting JSN, which you will in Rome. You can't sit him. So if you start Benson at the flex, you don't even give yourself the option to start him over either of those other players.
Right. I mean, you're not starting him over Bijan or Achane though.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I didn't see Achane. Second, but
right. So it'll be interesting to see what he does there.
Yeah.
I agree.
He spent some money on Scatabo, who'll sit on his bench this week.
That was crazy. I don't know.
I mean, somebody was going to buy.
I guess when you're that good, good. Right.
Giants suck though.
But Mick, you gotta. Yeah, they do. I don't know how much they can score, even at QB change, but we'll see. Mick, you got a big one with Liam coming up. If you fought a 1-3, or if Liam loses 2 in a row, this will be.
Right.
Feel like this matchup has big implications on the rest of the season.
I mean, it's divisional week across the whole league, so this is a Dick versus Dick matchup. Honestly, Liam, always a pleasure playing against Liam. I do think my team looks really strong this week. I think this is the Genty week. We've been a little harsh on him to start out the year. I thought he was going to come out really hot. I had him as my Rookie of the Year pick, and, that's starting to look a little bit worse. But, Gentie's got to get good running back matchup in Chicago. I think this is the week he could do it.
Yeah,
Jonathan Taylor's been great. I like the idea of Jamar Chase playing a primetime game despite it not being with Joe Burrow. At least I'll get to, at least watch Jake Browning, at least try to get the ball to him. So if it comes down to Monday night and I got Jamar Chase going, I'll still feel confident. He's still a first-round pick. And, I got a Monday night kicker as well just in case I need a couple extra at that point. But, I like Drake win.
Fair. I was watching Jake Browning last Sunday, though. I don't know if that'll be fun for you. That was that was brutal. I don't know what was going on.
Defense, I don't know. But Vikings
that
was
was crazy.
Hopefully, he's back at home. I mean, I'm not saying Jake Browning is very good by any means, but he can figure something out. Hopefully,
he should be better than what he was last week. That's for sure.
Last week was a biz.
And it seems like Liam's benching his 2 starting running backs of the first 3 weeks. He's putting in Dobbins and Judkins. Wow, okay.
I think Dobbins is a no-brainer.
Switching it up.
Yeah.
I agree. Dobbins, especially against that. Yeah, I don't know. Especially against the Lions, you assume the Lions will be winning that game, so they're going to want to throw more, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I imagine
I'm shocked he's
pulling. High scoring.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Maybe. The Browns
Alvin
defense,
against
the Browns
Buffalo,
defense
they could be down by 40 in the first half, so I don't, hate him sitting Alvin, but, it's also Alvin Kamara.
Right. Ibuka kind of got lucky, or I don't know, with Mike Evans getting injured, so he'll have a big workload against the Eagles, so that'll be kind of lucked into that one a little bit.
Yeah, it makes the flex decision tough for me this week. I'm not sure who will end up there. I got Javonte in there right now. He's been, I like lead backs. I like, Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. I like having players in those that, just games are going to be watched. And I like to be able to watch my players, and that's a big reason that Javonte's in that spot for now. But we'll see if I like any of those other matchups with Javonte or Nick Chubb come this weekend.
Yeah. Devonta is pretty, I feel like that Tampa Eagles game could get high scoring.
Yeah, it could, but I don't know. We'll see. And then, what do you got this week?
Yeah, I got Luke, man.
Oh, yeah.
Supposed to be I was supposed to start, even after a 1-point loss, I was supposed to start 3-1, beating Brady and Luke, but losing to Brady's tough, so now I got 0-3, finger looking good. We'll see how that one turns out. I got to figure out my lineup, that's for sure.
Yeah, I haven't even touched it. Besides the quarterback.
With CD out, I haven't. With CD out, I think I'm going to have to start playing Ferguson. And then that wide receiver spot, I don't know. And I don't even know if Chase Brown can keep getting played.
Your boy,
I know. I was
gonna
say
tight end 1 on the year. The tight end is just such a weird position.
Right. So it is very weird. So I think I'm gonna have to put him in there.
Juwan Johnson, tight end 2.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry.
That's crazy.
3. I can't believe I lost to Ferguson. Damn bidding, man. What was I thinking? I went like 4, 6, something cheap, and like you outbid.
I did 4 too. Yeah, because I knew that's when
stupid. For some reason,
I think you did 4. I think we were in the same. I think waiver wire order. I beat you.
No, I think it was.
I think I only did 4.
We'll double check that.
I have to check.
But yeah. It was
interesting.
Mickey, you like that $7 Broncos D bet?
Yeah, I ended up.
It was. Let me check.
I ended up getting the defense I liked, but whatchamacallit, a lot of people ended up doing the Chargers, but you won it. That was good.
Yeah, because you've been getting outbid, Mick. Gonna have to up your bids.
Which is dumb.
Like.
Yeah, I don't know, being stupid.
What?
We have $150. I probably spent like $5.
Let's see. Oh, that was okay. Here it goes. Yeah, they don't even have it back then. That's annoying.
I'm going back to it.
But now. Okay, maybe it's on the computer. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I got go back. A lot of pickups and drops.
But yeah, this is the week. Hurts is locked in from now on. No more messing around there. I'll say that. And hopefully Luke has a usual week, but we'll see. We'll see. I picked up the Packers defense. Interesting. I was rostering 2 defenses because he had the Jaguars, but he finally dropped them.
You did 4.
Yeah,
I did
Pittman's been playing good.
Can we talk
You
about
did
the
too?
future
Okay.
of defenses for the league?
Oh yeah, that might be. That was a hot topic last week with defenses scoring a lot.
Yeah, so it's a big deal with the defenses scoring a lot this weekend. I was getting, of course, upset with my matchup, but it's just I've already started noticing ever since it got brought up this offseason. I pretty much quickly shot it down. Didn't think Jake would be able to rally any troops on the kick off the defense's front. But now I'm fully on board for it next season. There's too many matchups that just end up getting decided by huge lopsided defensive results, and it's very unpredictable. Obviously, a lot of the whole thing is unpredictable, but I feel like the defenses especially just you get crazy touchdowns from teams like, just for an example, you get the Chiefs have a shutdown defensive game. They score 13 points, and then a bad defense like the Bucs gives up all those points, but they sneak in a touchdown and they beat the Chiefs defense in fantasy by 3 points. Just a touchdown's big and scoring a touchdown's big for the team, but from a fantasy standpoint, we could either adjust the scoring, I think, and maybe nerf them a little bit, just make them less impactful, or just cut the defenses all the way and add that second flex. I think it's definitely something to consider this offseason.
I like Jake's second flex idea. I thought that was pretty good if we were going to get rid of it. Because I don't know, nerfing it seems like at that point, what's the point? Just get it out of here.
Well, I think especially in an 8-man league, the teams are so deep that you're benching a guy who's going to get started in any other league.
Very
if you
true.
have a second flex, like you kind of get to use. If you draft well, you have a lot of depth. Actually, get to use those guys in your lineups. I don't know. I've kind of been advocating for the second flex spot for about a year. I think it's time.
What about the kicker then?
The kicker stays. The only thing about the second flex that scares me before we switch off second flex. The only thing that I like the tight roster and making it easy to have a good, consistent, controllable thing that who your guys are. You add that second flex and you feel like you have to adjust your draft strategy a little bit. You have to go for more skilled players early on. The quarterbacks and the tight ends get a little bit less valued. I think with the standard roster set, it is good, but you can't just not have a defense and not replace it. So I think that's the only really option that you have is a second flex.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But all right, last game of the week, Alex Brady. How do we see? Is that a nice, easy bye week for Alex?
Let's just keep it simple and straight to the point. Alex is moving to 3-1.
Alex is going to win, but
I don't like the sound of that, but you're probably
right.
We
root for Brady and just assume that Alex is going to win.
Yeah, we need another Gibbs masterclass, and hopefully A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, and Deebo Samuel are starting for him. What the hell?
I mean, Derrick Henry's obviously going to go off. He sucked last week, so that's how that's going to go. That is a...
Yeah, dude, I mean, oh my God. Keenan Allen and Deebo Samuel are starting in an 8-man league. And Breece Hall.
And
Jesus, man.
And that's not on a team that has,
I don't know what else to say.
Stud tight end.
Yeah, there's not, injuries, right?
He's got, it's not like he's, hiding the best player at every other position. Those are players surrounded by guys like, Dalton Kincaid and Breece and fucking Justin Herbert. I mean...
Yeah.
This team is just bad. It's frustrating to look at, and considering it's only, looks this bad due to injuries to Kittle and Burrow, quarterback, tight end, for it to look this bad this early is just, it's disappointing, and, you don't want to be a team that loses to a team like that.
Thank you, but yes.
All right. Should we do some Survivor picks?
Yeah, some Survivor picks. All right, we're all 3-0, right, everyone? Well done, everyone.
Always good to be 3-0. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, right?
But
not everyone's 3-0.
But
I had an interesting fact.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Someone I know who hasn't picked the Bills has picked the Raiders.
Interesting.
You can guess who that is.
Yeah, it's probably.
You can guess who that is.
Is that your boy Sheik?
Shaheen. Either one of the
Shaheen.
Yeah, big. I was gonna say. I mean, maybe.
He has not picked the Bills. He's picked the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs. And then today he sends me that he's picking the Raiders. I was like, oh, okay. Are you sure?
Wow.
Hey, he knows something
Lock it
that
in.
we
Let me know
don't.
when
Maybe.
done. Thanks.
I guess so.
But
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
as of where my head's at, I'm probably leaning Bills. I looked at Lions and Texans, but I think
I don't trust the Texans.
I was about to say, like, picking an 0-3 team in Survivor is kind of ballsy, but I do think they
That'd
probably
be
win
pretty.
that matchup
That'd
at
be
home.
pretty.
But
Yeah, and I think the
if-
Titans are worse.
I would more so say just worry about next week when you get to it, and if you lock in the Bills this week, you don't even got to check the score. You just know you'll be alive come week 5.
I'm with you there. I agree. I don't think like you said, waiting for the next week, you might not have the next week. So, pick the good teams and get the win. I picked the Bills last week, or it'd be an easy decision. I think I might just go Lions, and if they lose to the Browns, then I don't know what to say about that. But I think I
Yeah.
might just have to lock in the Lions.
Yeah, I'm looking at those two matchups as well, Lions and Bills here. Biggest thing for me is that the Bills really have that easy schedule. I mean, like you're seeing it all over Twitter. It's like one of the easier schedules I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Opposed to the Lions, that is very, very difficult. They play a lot of tough teams. Pretty much, if you look at their schedule, the only other thing that pops out for you for like a Survivor standpoint is that Giants home game later in the season. But other than that, there's not really many good options that you're going to get, especially with the NFC North Division being pretty competitive. So I think I'm leaning more towards the Lions at the moment. I want to save the Bills because I feel like they're going to be a card that you can use pretty much any week. And as it gets a little bit tougher and, very confident in both those teams to win this week, I think Lions makes more sense, you got to start thinking long term a little bit with all these teams are getting to week 4 pretty, no strikes on anybody. So going to want to be able to stay alive for a long time here and going to need the Bills long
Right,
term.
yeah. I will say,
It's
looking
just-
at the eliminator pool, there hasn't been a lot of losses. A lot more losses, I felt like, in the earlier years, but I don't know. Only 5 players eliminated, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 people have 1 loss and 5 eliminated, so feels like it's been,
Not
I don't
bad.
know.
Yeah, pretty chalky year, but
Yeah.
hey, maybe this is the week for an upset.
All right, maybe the Saints beat the Bills. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I was surprised to see not as many people went Packers last week. I thought that was going to eliminate a lot more, but
Yeah, and even the
not
Bills, like
a
it felt like no
crazy
one picked
amount
the
of
Bills
people
too.
picked them. Yeah,
Right, I agree. Yeah, you're right. Because, only like 17% or something. And even like the Bills were like 10, 15%. I was like, oh. A lot of people picked the Seahawks, which, I mean, it worked out.
went
I was a little
Seahawks.
shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I was between Bills and Seattle last week, but ended up going Seattle.
Well, I mean, that was the pick of the week, that's for sure. But, everyone, thanks for listening to episode 5. And go Donuts, as always. Thank you, Jake, for coming on the pod. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good to be on.
All right, all right.